Welcome to the Care Chronicles with a Caring Touch, where compassion meets wisdom in every episode, dedicated to our beloved seniors and caregivers. Join us as we explore the heartwarming stories, experts' insights, and practical advice that make every moment with our elderly truly special. Get ready for insightful conversations, practical tips, and heartfelt moments that warm the heart and nourish the soul. Because here at A Caring Touch, we believe in laughter, learning, and love as essential ingredients to aging gracefully. So tune in, relax, let A Caring Touch be your guide to making every moment count. If you've spent days or weeks waiting for an insurance company to approve an authorization for medication, a therapy, or just a simple visit, this episode is for you. You're not crazy. The system is broken, and the waiting game can be torture. So stick around because I'm going to talk you through exactly what you need to do when you're stuck waiting, how to follow up without going in circles, and the scripts you can use to escalate faster. Let's talk about our patient, Maxine. Maxine was discharged from the hospital into the care of her family. She had opted to do home health care, and an agency had already contacted her, letting her know that her care will be started as soon as the authorization is approved from her insurance company. So Maxine waited for days, which then turned into a week, for a home health care approval. During this time, her loved ones struggled to assist and care for her, only to later find out the authorization was still sitting in processing all this time. Unfortunately, that's a reality of healthcare administration. Some common bottlenecks of healthcare could be insurance authorizations, medical records not being uploaded, or partial documents getting uploaded, and delays from providers. So prior authorization is a process where a service or a benefit requires approval from your insurance company prior to getting started. This needs to be completed before the start of services. Medicare typically does not require prior authorization for home health care, while plans that are Medicare Advantage plans or commercial plans may require authorization. So each person's plan differs and again can change from year to year. So agencies, home health care agencies will do their follow-up and check the requirement for your individual plan. So to get started, at the start of an agency will get the authorization with your insurance. This can be either through an insurance portal. They might fax in an insurance form that's required, or they might call in for this authorization. And from here, they'll submit the documentation that's needed for it and related to it, and then we wait. And sometimes this waiting game can be, almost instantaneous. The authorization, you'll get that approval right away. While other times, the waiting game can take a few days and sometimes a couple of weeks. So what can you do to help? So as the member or a family member to the patient, that's the member for the insurance, you can represent and speak to your insurance company to help expedite this process. So when you call your insurance company, there are some things you probably need to know. You need to have the member ID on hand. They'll probably have you verify the name and date of birth. And from there, you can also ask your home health agency for the authorization number. This will help speed up the process, and that reference number or the authorization number, reference number sometimes is what the authorization number is called. That number is related to the pending authorization on file for those services. So next, you can call your insurance provider and basically check on status. So you don't have to just ask if it's approved. If it's approved, that's awesome. That's great. We can get started with services. Otherwise, you can ask, hey, what's the current status of this authorization? Or what's missing in this authorization to move forward? And if they're saying nothing's missing, you can ask, hey, is there a clinical reviewer assigned for this case? So in the case that some type of documentation is missing, you can always get the information for their fax number for the insurance company, or ask them if that document needs to be uploaded via a specific portal and get that information to your home health agency. Again, I want you to know that your home health agency is also doing this on their side, and this is just you getting involved to expedite that authorization as well. So this is an additional step that you can take. So say you're calling the insurance agency, you're doing your part, you're trying to help expedite this process so you can get the services or your loved one can get the services that they need. Make sure you're always keeping record of who you speak to. So the name of the representative, and if they have some type of extension number, if that's applicable for the representative, you can take that down as well with the number for the insurance company. You can also write down the authorization number, either the one that the home health agency has given you or the one when you speak with the insurance company that they give you. If you did not obtain it from the home health agency before, either or works. Write down any reference number that they give you. Sometimes a reference number may be the same as an authorization number, so you can always ask the insurance agent to clarify that as well. And keep that log in your notes and communicate with your home health agency that, hey, I did speak with the insurance company and they will expedite this. Or, hey, I did speak with the insurance company and they need these records. And just be in good communication with your home health agency. Next, you might be wondering, hey, when should I escalate things? So the typical standard time frame for insurances to give an authorization is 3 to 7 days. Sometimes it has been longer depending on the network status. So just always know your agency is also escalating things on their end. But if it's past that time frame, they may also speak to you and say that they've done what they can if you can also speak to your insurance company. Other things would be, if the agency has followed up 3 times or more, they might speak to you and ask you if you can speak to your insurance company to expedite this process, or if care is being impacted. Again, home health is something that typically needs services started immediately. So the urgency needs to be stressed to the insurance agency as well. So in terms of language that you can use to escalate this process, you can say, hey, I need to speak to a supervisor, or hey, I need to get this authorization expedited. This delay is now creating a barrier to care for myself or my family member. You can also say things like we're now beyond the expected timeline and the patient's health is declining and may be at risk. You can say, can I submit an urgent review request if this process is going to take any longer? Some insurance portals may also give you the option to file like an internal complaint or to submit expedited forms. So that is also something that you could look into. Another thing you can note is that your home health agency will also be looping in your doctor, your primary care provider, and speaking to them in case they need to get involved with expediting the authorization as well. What you can do is push for a medical necessity letter if needed, but again, that can be a last resort. What I recommend to start out would be to just calling the insurance company and saying, hey, I need this authorization expedited for myself or my family. And just know that, your voice, your note is powerful. This isn't about jumping the line. It's about getting the care that you need and the time that you need it. And just as we're wrapping up, just make sure you're always tracking your calls, know who to ask for, know what to ask for, and use the language that shows urgency in the matter, and don't give up because your voice is needed and it will be heard. You're not being annoying. You're being an advocate for the care your loved one deserves. So if this episode helped, make sure to rate us and give us a review on Spotify. And make sure you share this with someone who might be waiting for an authorization and waiting for an approval to get started on services. Until next time, I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you for joining us on this heartwarming journey with a caring touch. Be sure to check out our website and connect with us on social media for more stories, resources, and ways to get involved. We're excited for you to join us again in our next episode, where we'll continue to explore the beauty of aging with grace and compassion and dive deeper into topics that matter to our elderly community. Until then, stay connected, stay caring, and we'll talk to you again soon on the Care Chronicles with a Caring Touch.